So True Geordie and his bitch uploaded a video last night as part of a series they do called True News. The video in question, responding to the Sidemen, had a segment close to the end about me where they basically discussed the recent controversies from last week in which I made a joke about KSI's boxing trainer Vidal. They then go on to react to the video of mine that I put out in the heat of all that, where I basically dispute the claims that people were making of me being a racist. And when I say they reacted to my video, they didn't. They reacted to 30 seconds of it spread out. You know, they just picked up on some parts of it, left out other key parts of it, sort of just responded to the parts that were convenient for them. And you could argue that that was for the sake of time, and that's fine. But when you are there perpetuating a narrative that someone is a racist...
This racist sometimes is funny.
And maybe he is.
It sort of seems only fair to actually listen to their response in full, show everything they've got to say, instead of condensing it down to the parts that are easiest for you to push your own narrative. And that's fine, you're allowed to do that, you know what I mean? But because of that, I now feel like I need to respond to this fucking stupid segment. Probably bore the fuck out of my own audience, because I doubt anyone who actually watches me can stand the fucking inflated ego True Geordie or the fucking constant patronising tone from Lawrence towards anyone he's speaking about whatsoever. But it is what it is. To you lot, I apologise. This is the very last time I'm speaking about this situation, at least in a video. My regular shit will resume very shortly. They start the segment about me right off the back of like this long speech you do about homophobia. So it really sort of sets the bar, like it lets you know where he's planning on going with this, you know what I mean?
People are using...
I didn't realise how much homophobia still exists.
People are using your potential sexuality as a weapon against you. 100%. It should never be that.
And that brings me on to one other thing I want to cover. Did you see the kid who made a joke about Vidal?
I'm a 20-year-old man, Brian. So there's a fight happening soon between Vidal Riley...
It's very rare I get actually angry watching YouTube. Like, even when people were having a go at me, I was never like triggered.
No one was really having a go at you, though. That's a strong way to put it. People were just taking a piss out of the fact that you enjoy dildos and poo in that order. Nothing wrong with it per se. It's just funny.
There's no way to edgy joke this up or any, like, there's no way of covering that up. That is actual racial abuse, like 100%.
You say there's no way to edgy joke this up, but there is, because that's what it was. You yourself recognised it was a joke within the first couple of seconds of talking about, within the first breath of this topic. So we're 30 seconds in, you've already contradicted yourself. Okay.
My response to being cancelled. So
Right.
he's
Yeah,
done
so
a
I
response.
want to see what this is.
Okay.
Hello, how are you? Yeah. No, I'm alright. It's been an interesting evening for me. In short, I'm not a racist.
Oh, that concludes it then. Thank you, Brad.
Oh, that's
well, that's
sorted
that.
then.
That's that one
Thanks
done.
for watching
yeah.
True News.
Off
See
we
you
go.
then.
Not a racist.
If you're not a racist and you have a bunch of people on Twitter and wherever else calling you a racist, you're going to want to address the fact that you're not a racist. You know, I do actually go on to explain my point. You can see, can't you? The video's fucking 7 minutes long. You can see that. That's not the end of the video. Now, judging from all the clown emojis on Instagram and YouTube and everywhere else, I've been cancelled.
You can't kind of be something before you can actually be cancelled. This guy was never really like, you know,
Yeah.
I've never seen one of his videos before.
Yeah, there we go. The classic fucking rice gum Jake Paul level, you're irrelevant. Very clever, mate. Okay. Don't get me wrong, I don't disagree with you there. I just don't really know what that's got to do with anything. I have an audience, and at the time I was getting shit from every direction. So although my audience doesn't compare in size to yours, because that's what fucking matters, I feel like the title was very justified. As well as that, it wasn't a fucking serious title. I don't know if you can tell, I'm not a teenage girl. I don't really fall into this whole cancelling thing. It was a piss take more than anything. I didn't think I was cancelled because I don't really think anyone has the power to say if someone else is cancelled or not.
So, for instance, if I'm thinking of buying something on Instagram but I don't hit buy, I don't need to cancel the order because I never made the order.
There you go.
Do you know what I mean?
If we're really going to go there, then you've got to ask yourself, is that your place to chime in on? Despite what you might say about this, I built this on my own, right? You are a sidekick to a man who enjoys poo on his chest. I still stand by the fact that what I said was a joke. I still stand by the fact that the video was a joke video. That was all it was intended to be.
If you're going to be a edgy jokester, then you actually have to make clever, edgy jokes.
No, you don't. When it comes to jokes, everything about them is subject to opinion. So you can't actually say what's clever and what isn't clever. And I would agree that that part on its own doesn't require any intelligence. And I can also see why to a lot of people that wouldn't be funny. But with that said, that wasn't the whole joke. I think a lot of people missed the mark on this because when Vidal actually tweeted out that clip, that's 3 seconds of an ongoing 20-second or so joke. The context of that was, I introduced Vidal how I did, and then I introduced Shannon Briggs, to which my mate barges through the door behind me, doing a Shannon Briggs impression, wiping his face full of fucking sweat. And I know it's a small thing, but I do feel like if that was shown from the get-go, it would have added a lot more context for people, especially people who had no clue who I am and the jokes I make. I do feel it would have been much clearer to see, oh, these guys are taking the piss, rather than, oh, that's just racism. But then it probably wouldn't have got as many retweets, would it? So
there is nothing funny at all about what you've just fucking said.
Yeah. If you want to run with the
even
cool
remotely
kids.
funny.
I know your ego is through the fucking roof, mate. A lot of people seem to know that, actually, because it's all I fucking see in your comment section. But don't start thinking that you can dictate what ultimately is and isn't funny. It's mad that I feel like I have to fucking explain this, but we can only say what we find funny and what we don't find funny, because comedy is one of the most subjective things there is. And with this situation, it really isn't like it's me against the world either, like I feel like some people would like to make out it is. Before I got the backlash from Vidal's fans, or just people who weren't aware of me and what I do, or people who just didn't agree with the joke when they saw it on Twitter, the like to dislike ratio on that video was 1300 to 13, which you can actually see in his tweet. So clearly comedy is subjective.
Some of his fans tweeted me and were like, this guy sometimes is funny, like, and try to sort of explain it.
My fans went and tweeted True Geordie on Twitter, a platform that I have barely any prominence on whatsoever, attempting to explain what I do to him regarding a situation that he wasn't even a part of, because he replied to Vidal's tweet saying, what the fuck? So am I relevant? Am I irrelevant? Don't fucking matter. But you just keep contradicting yourself, mate, because it makes it easier for me to sort of show everyone that they shouldn't really look too much into the shit that on this occasion is actually coming out of your mouth for once, not going in.
Some of his fans tweeted me and were like, this guy sometimes is funny, like, and try to sort of explain him.
This racist sometimes is funny.
And maybe he is, do you know what I mean? But, like, get a fucking grip of yourself, mate. Like,
yeah.
I mean, fantastic argument, mate. Probably the best one you've made throughout this whole thing, to be honest.
Well, when you've been racist, the best thing to do? Just say I was a little bit racist and I didn't think my joke through.
See, I probably would have responded like that, actually, to be fair, if I was anything like you mongs who are fucking trained in the art of damage control. I will hold my hands up and say that I was very aware of the joke that I was making. And I also knew that there was no malicious meaning behind the joke. It was meant to shock. You've actually both now recognised a few times that it was a joke. And jokes for me, and actually many other people as well, don't resemble how we feel about something. And that's why you'll rarely catch a comedian apologising for them. I want to shock people, I want to entertain people, and I want to do that by making the sort of jokes that you never really see people making anymore.
For a good reason, you tit.
Fucking looking at the proper thing they've had me there with that, don't they? Like a wig snatch situation. Fucking isn't, mate. In fact, that sentence there has just, to me, made your opinion on this carry even less fucking weight. The main reason is actually that more and more people are just getting more and more offended by jokes. It's almost become trendy to be offended. That is not a good reason.
I want to be a politician in this country, and I want to be able to do it in the way that they did in Germany in the 1940s, because I'm sort of nostalgic about it in a way.
See, this is just speaking for itself now, innit, really? Like, what a fucking stupid analogy. Shut up.
What you don't see anymore is the policies of the Nazi party around.
Funny old thing,
it's
Lawrence.
fun. I want to bring it back in a way because it tickled me. I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
Anyway, back to my funny jokes.
Is he on fucking day release?
Just want to end this one on, this guy's probably not a bad person. He's probably not a racist.
Despite the haircut.
He just makes shit jokes.
Credit where it's due. I mean, even though for the past few minutes I've been repeatedly called a racist in this 800,000 view YouTube video, I'm glad you pointed out at the very end that, yeah, he's probably not a racist. Cheers, Brian. Thank you, mate.
Yeah.
And congratulations, the one time you've gone viral, for that.
I haven't gone viral for this at all. My response to it, which was uploaded on the same night it was all kicking off, has less views than my average video. Again, not that it matters in the slightest, but I've had 1 million view videos. I've been doing this for a very long time. You need to calm your fucking ego, mate. Seriously. You're a patronising cunt, and all that does is just diminish the fucking already shit points that you spoon feed into your viewers. That's all I've got to say about this video and this whole subject matter in general. Like, I'm just getting fucking bored of it now. I am anticipating that this video is probably going to get inundated with hundreds, maybe more dislikes. And as you could probably figure out yourself, if the like to dislike ratio is really bad, it sort of just tells people when they're first clicking on a video that the video is not really going to be worth the time. So for that reason alone, if you don't normally like YouTube videos, but you know, you happen to agree with me on this one, do me a favour, just drop a like, just so that hopefully it'll encourage more people to, you know, actually listen to the points I'm making. The next video I make will obviously be back to normal, and streams, I'll be doing more streams on YouTube this week as well, but for now, just fuck off, you know what I mean? Like, I'm done. Thank you for watching, I appreciate you. Speak to me in the comments. See you soon. On today's fucking bush tucker trail, I'm going to eat a big sloppy poo. And Deck haven't asked me to do that, I'm just a big fan of shit.